Hello everyone, this is Hareesha AS, Citizen Science Coordinator at ISER Tirupati. I'm presenting Tirupati Bird Atlas, pattern of spatial distribution across habitats. I'm presenting behalf of Robin, Nandini, Raja, Bandi, Aravind and 100 plus volunteers. Why Tirupati? So we know Tirupati is world richest temple, where visited by the more than 2.5 crores of people in every year, and it is like edge of Srisailam Biosphere Reserve, and it is a mixture of urban, rural, wetlands, and forest elements. For because of three reasons, we need a bird atlas to create the baseline data of biodiversity, to understand the spatial distribution of habitats, landscape, and seasonal variations. Through this, we can do conservation implications in this region. So when come to the methodology followed in Tirupati Bird Atlas, so study area is divided into 74 grids, where like each of 3 3.3 into 3.3 kilometers, roughly 10 square kilometers. Again, this grid is divided into 9 subcells, each of 1.1 into 1.1 kilometers. And like from these subcells, we randomly selected one subcell for like survey, accounts for like 10% of overall grid area. We done this survey, bird survey, in two seasons, one in a breeding season, September and October months, and like one in non-breeding, or you can say winter survey, it's in January month. And like survey done by the team of like 2 to 5 members, where one expert birder in each team. So survey mostly we followed protocol in morning hours like 6 to 10 a.m. and like evening 4 to 6, where 1 hour birding done in each grid of like we made four checklists of 15 minutes each. And then like group team leader is make sure of covering all habitats in those grids. Because of these efforts, we able to do survey. One is research group ISER Tirupati, IIT Tirupati, and local NGOs are part of this, and local volunteers and like citizen scientists from Tirupati and like all over India who voluntarily joined for this survey. And forest department helped in like permissions and like helped us in like forest grids, like visiting in the forest areas. And like it is a summary of 3 seasons, two non-breeding surveys, one winter survey, where we spent 600 plus hours of Atlas hours, 800 plus kilometers we traveled during Atlas. We made a 680 plus checklist during survey, where 100 plus volunteers involved during survey. So we reported 37,000 species bird counts, where we recorded 223 species of birds. When come to the results part, so bird abundance wise, we found open bird habitats are more in number wise, more number of birds in open habitat birds, whereas species richness, we recorded 223 species, where mixed habitats are there, like urban, rural, wetland, and like mixed forest regions. We recorded more diversity of species, whereas less diversity in urban and deep forest regions. So when come to this, some specific birds in different habitats. So spot-billed duck, Indian ponderon. We have a spot-billed duck, lesser whistling duck, and little cormorants. We have seen in lakes which are outside the human settlements. Whereas like ponderon, we have recorded only not only human habitats, we are like recorded all over the wetlands. When come to the human habitats, house crow, Asian quail, common myna, house sparrow, red-whiskered bulbul. We have seen them in like all urban habitats, where we are not like seen in deeper forest regions. When come to the agriculture and open habitats, black drongo is more abundant species in these habitats. And Indian robin, we have seen like edges of all villages. We are not seen like deforest as well as like much urbanized areas. Where cockle is like present all over urban areas and like rural areas, but less abundant in other habitats compared to urban. When come to the woodland or forest habitats, we got very interesting results here. Common aurora present in all types of woodlands, whether scrub forest or like deep forest. Whereas yellow broad bulbul we have seen only in one grade where like forest is very wet and like very rich. Whereas imperial pigeon we have seen in very few grades, which where wood habitat is very thicker. When come to the we able to bird atlas, we able to track the seasonal variation of birds as well, especially weaver during breeding season. They are spread all over the grades like wherever wetlands are spreading. Whereas in winter season we have seen in only few grades, but they are very abundant. They made a like big flocks and they are foraging. Cattle aggregates during breeding season, there are like few pockets of wetlands away from human settlements. Whereas now in winter season they spread all over the grades in like few numbers, I can say. So when come to the species which are like conservation important, so yellow broad bulbul we use seen only in habitat specific, with rocky habitat for rocky and forest habitat, like especially uh, these grades, forest grades. Whereas red-necked falcon we have seen in all urban rural areas during winter season. So we are thankful for like 100 plus citizen scientists, Andhra Pradesh Forest Department for like support, ISER and IIT campus, especially for financial support. We thankful to Dilip Mata Nature Conservation Trust, Tirupati Nature Society. These are some habitat snapshots. And thank you. Open for any questions.